Hello girlfriends, welcome to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me today. Special welcome if you are new here. I post curly hair content every Friday and I post lifestyle content on Mondays. So I'd love to have you check out those videos as well. Now for my curly hair content, I do try to rotate different themes or different series throughout. And today's series is Hubby Chooses. So in this series, I have my husband pick out products from 3 different categories. And I have him choose like from a moisturizing category, which would be either a leave-in or a cream. And then I have a gel or custard category. And then I also have a mousse or foam. Now, do you need to style with all 3 layers of those products? No. Some people can get away with just a mousse or foam as a styler. Some can do just a gel as a style, a gel or custard as a styler. And some can kind of combine them. And depending on the weather, I can combine a lot of things. And it also depends on the product, I will say that. Which is why I'm looking over at my products kind of over here. I'm side-eyeing them because I'm a little sketchy of this combination, you guys. I'm a little nervous. I have one product out of there that I know that I like. And the others I'm just like, well, we'll see. Okay, let's dive into the products that my husband did pick. I'll show you those clips. And then we'll begin applying these products. I'll talk more about them individually. All right, for the cream and leave-in section, which one do you want to pick? All right, and for the gel category, which one are you going to choose? And then for the mousse and foam category, what is your choice? And then for this round, then we have the Cake Main Manager. Then we have the Mael Honey and Ginger Styling Gel. And we had the Donna's Recipe Whipped Vanilla Cream Curl Defining Mousse. Okay, so the first product that we're going to start with is the Cake the Main Manager. And I have used this quite a bit in the past. Actually, I've used quite a bit of it in general. Let me find it where it's at here. Okay, I held it up to the light. It's probably about here. And at one point, I thought I was going to get through this in a very short amount of time, but I just kind of stopped using it because of all the other product options that I have. It's not because I don't like it. Now, it's been a while, quite a while since I've used it because, like I said, I set it aside. I've had other products, but I do remember really liking this at one time in the past. It is a thicker, milky spray type consistency, so I am going to spray it onto my hands because I don't like how it comes out of here. I don't need to go in with that much leave-in because, a spoiler alert, this is going to be a very soft hold routine, I feel like. Now you can see that this has broke down in the sense that you can't see it. It's clear. Once it has been emulsified in my hands, it doesn't leave a white cast on my hair or on my hands, and certainly not on my hair at all. Now, my driest sections, the areas that need the most moisture for me, are these top face framing pieces. Most people are like, oh, focus on the mid shafts and ends, not up at the top. No, my area that can take the most is right here, okay? Now, I still do have to be careful because hair can be weighed down there, and I certainly do have hair that is easily prone to being weighed down, but I don't, or what am I saying? I don't. But that is not going to be, I don't know what I'm saying. I just need to stop talking. I feel like in these Hubby Chooses videos too, I'm a little bit more relaxed. It's not like as high stakes, I feel like. Not that necessarily any of my videos I feel like should be super high stakes, but you know, sometimes I feel like there's a little bit more pressure behind, like, okay, I've tried out this product before, I've reviewed it, you know, off camera before, and I know what it gives, and I want to make sure it meets those same expectations or delivers that same performance when I go to put it on camera. And then sometimes, a lot of times it does, but you know, sometimes with curly hair it doesn't, and you're just like, what happened? Was it me? Was it the weather? Was it my hair? You know? So for these, like I said, for these Hubby Chooses videos, I feel like it's pretty low key, pretty low expectations. Maybe low expectations isn't like a good way of saying that because my husband has picked out some great styler combinations, and I've just been like, I did not see that going together, but surprisingly it does. And so, you know, this could surprise me, but from what I remember of these products, I don't see that happening. I don't see it giving quite the results that I normally like, but I've been wrong before. Okay, so my hair feels soft. I do feel a light coating on that. I almost wish I would have gone in with less because, like I said, I do expect this to be a soft hold. I do expect this to be a moisturizing styling day. But now, if you know me, usually I go in obviously with my cream or leave-in first, and then usually I go in with a gel next, and then I top it off with a mousse or foam. I think today we're going to switch that up just a little bit, and this always depends on what the mousse or foam is like. And this one in particular is more of a moisturizing mousse or more of a moisturizing foam, and it just doesn't give the hold. If I remember correctly, I've only used this a time or two and I wasn't impressed. And it hasn't been all that long ago, but I just remember not being all that impressed in general with my Donna's Recipe, the whipped vanilla cream line. So I think I'm just going to go in with 2 pumps and divide this up on both sides. So let's see. Very foamy, like it keeps its foam type consistency. It has a beautiful smell if you like vanilla. If you like that baked goods like smell. And I'm going to also obviously brush this through. Now, if this was going to be my only holding styler, then yes, I would have gone in with more of this. Probably maybe like brush some through and then also scrunch some afterwards on top. But since we have another styler, I don't think that's going to be necessary. I like to run it through with my Tangle Teezer first, just kind of dispersing the product a little bit more that way. And then divide up my hair into my sections for brush styling. All right, I have my hair already sectioned up. I'm going to brush style this. I'm just going to speed forward through this, but sometimes I do like to leave this brush styling in, like I said, sped up, just for your guys' own sake of seeing it. I mean, I do it so often I feel like it's kind of repetitive, but also these Hubby Chooses videos do tend to go fairly fast. So it does just, you know, help with the video length and everything like that. But if you guys don't like to see it, let me know, and I can always, like I said, skip this out because if it is repetitive. But then some of you haven't seen my videos before. I feel like there's always someone new coming on and they're just not sure. And I do get asked questions occasionally on brush styling and everything. So I do section my hair. I section this top horseshoe area up, and I like to style that a little differently. And then the bottom areas I put into 3 different sections, and even then kind of section out my face framing pieces. And then I like to brush style horizontally for the most part. Some of the face framing areas are not quite as horizontal, like they're vertical, I guess, but all right, we'll speed through this then. Okay, I don't think I grabbed quite as much of this, quite as big of like a horseshoe piece up in the front. So these sections here are really small. I should have done it just a little bit differently. It's not going to be the end of the world. Just makes it a little bit more difficult, like my brush wants to snag and catch other sections that I have already styled. All right, take these clippies out. I like to shake my head around to the side and scrunch some more here, get this top section. I do feel like maybe I could stand to go in with just a little bit more water, especially on this top section. The bottoms have felt okay when I've scrunched them, but I just don't hear the squish in my hair when I'm scrunching this top section. All right, now we're going to roughly divide my hair, not try and break up the curl clumps, just kind of try to get about a half and half on either side. Like I said, see, this is not an even part whatsoever, but in general, I have about the same amount of hair on both sides. So now I'm going to go in with the last product. This is a product that I haven't used in a while either. It's the Mielle Honey and Ginger Styling Gel. And I find that when I do use this, I prefer to use it as a single styler. I have paired it with more of like the Mielle products that I have already, but it's just, like I said, it's very soft, especially when I pair it with multiple things. And then I have paired it, I'm sure, with something else as well that's not from that line, but I don't remember what it is. Okay, I put 2 pumps in my hands. It's got that nice muddy water looking consistency, or texture, color, I should say. We have a creek not far from my parents' place, and literally it looks about like that creek water. There is a little bit of tack, but not much. You could, this is like a custard-like consistency to me. So you can see that stringiness a bit between my hands. I can see, I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but like it doesn't lend to a bunch of, or much tacky consistency. I'm focusing on these top areas. I only did 2 pumps. I think I will go in with another one though. But I want to do it upside down. So I'm not even like really trying to worry about getting my hair scrunched right now. Just trying to get some of the product that was on my hands onto other areas. All right, so now that I'm flipped upside down, I'm going in with another pump. When I'm in this position, it's easier for me to get the underside of my hair. And that needs it too. Just gonna go around and scrunch this hair pretty good. And then I'll put my wet plop on. Okay, so I do have this wet plop on, and I have had some questions about why I wet plop. I know it's been a while back, but by the time I film ahead on my hair videos, okay? So the reason why I do a double wet plop is I have, first of all, this disposable shower cap as the first one, but that's very flimsy. My hair will not stay in the upright position if I have just that disposable shower cap. So then I go in with this more sturdy, reusable shower cap. I got both of these at Walmart. I don't know if they still have the exact same thing as far as the reusable one or not, but they have something similar because I had something similar before this one. But this sturdier one just keeps my hair more in that uplifted position up on top of my head. So gravity isn't defying my curls. Gravity isn't defying? So gravity isn't pulling my curls down. That's what I'm trying to say. And the reason why I do it in a wet plop rather than a dry plop is because for me, I just feel like it helps the product soak into my hair. It gives it a little time to rest and soak into my hair and just sort of like marinate my hair. You know, I can't go into all the science of it because I don't know all the science of it. I just know that when I wet plop for about 10-15 minutes, I generally like my results better than when I don't. And I've done like the same routine one wash day, and just after that or shortly after that, done the same wash day routine but not wet plopped. And I know I like my results better on the days that I do. So I just feel like I get bouncier curls, and yeah, they just, like I said, maybe it's the fact that they've had a chance to absorb the product. So I'm gonna leave this in for like 10-15 minutes, and I'll be back after I've diffused my hair, and we'll see what kind of curls we have today. All right, curl friends, I am back with my hair fully diffused and styled. And let's take a closer look at what my results are, and then we'll definitely go over some thoughts here, okay? Looks can be, let me say, it looks better than I thought it was going to. It looks definitely better than I thought it was going to, but looks can be deceiving. So let me show you the back of my hair, and then we'll go over more of the details. All right, so as I said, overall, it doesn't look bad. I have good definition throughout. I have it on the top and I have it on the underside. So I am happy about that. It's not my tightest curl pattern, and that could have to do with the products, and it could have to do with the weather. We're currently going through a cold spurt right now. It's like 40 degrees as a high. As I said, I'm filming this early, so this is in the end of March, and so this is just, we're kind of have roller coaster weather, and right now we're in the down part, we're in the cold part. But my curls do tend to curl up more in the summer heat and humidity, and they do tend to stretch out a little bit more in the wintertime cooler weather. So Like I said, it could be, my curl pattern could be to either one of those factors or perhaps both. But it's not bad. It's not like very elongated or anything like that. I do feel like there is good bounce. It's just not the spiral that I expect more in the summertime. Now, while I do have good definition, I do feel like I have a decent amount of frizz kind of hidden here from my face. Like my face framing pieces, I feel like hide this frizz, but I do feel like I have a lot of halo frizz throughout all this area. It's just kind of hidden by these pieces here. My hair is also very, very soft. There's no hold feeling to it. There's no grip feeling to it. So all this effort that these products went to define my hair, I just don't see it holding up. And also from my past experience, I don't see it holding up super well. Now, as far as the softness goes as well, I do have good moisture to my hair. I feel like that's going to be fine. Continuing on to my next wash day, it feels like a very good moisturized condition, but it also doesn't feel like it's weighed down because I do have some lift to my hair. It's not going to last. It is going to be falling flat within a few hours. I am sure of that because, like I said, there's no grit, there's no hold to my hair. But as of now, I do have a little lift to my hair, and so that tells me that it's not weighing my hair down. So my thoughts on these products individually is that the Cake Mane Manager, I do like this leave-in conditioner. It is a lighter weight leave-in conditioner. And so as a finer hair curly, I definitely do like that. I have such a little bit left that I would really like to see myself like really focus on using this up. But there's a few other products I kind of feel the same way about as well. And in the summertime, it's just harder for me to go through leave-ins. I could probably go through this a lot faster in the wintertime, the fall and winter, but that's going to be a little ways away. So we'll see. But like I said, it's more fresh on my mind now that I like it and I need to use it up. And so, yeah. Moving on to the Donna's Recipe, the Whipped Vanilla Cream Curl Defining Mousse. First of all, this is a foam in my opinion. This is definitely a foam. It has that bubbly, airy-like consistency. It has the pump for the dispense and it has that bubbly, foamy-like consistency, you know, like those foaming hand soaps and stuff like that. It's not super watery. It does maintain its bubble foam structure, which I do like to see. But this is a foam that focuses more on defining your curls than providing any hold. Some focus on one area or the other, and some are actually pretty good at doing both. But this one is one that definitely focuses more on the definition and maybe gives me a little bit of lift. Like I said, this isn't going to last though because I don't have the hold. Actually, I can already kind of feel like I see it falling since I've diffused my hair, or since I've finished diffusing my hair. But because of this foam's, what it gives, what I remembered it giving, as far as the definition, this is why I chose to go in with this brush styled right after my leave-in conditioner. Applying this in that step just helped aid to the extra definition and everything. But like I said, I don't see it lasting. So the next product I went in with was the Maelle Honey and Ginger Styling Gel. And this is a custard-like consistency to me. This is a moisturizing gel on its own. So I'm happy to see that the other two products didn't aid to too much moisture for my hair. But yeah, I can use this as a single styler, especially in the summertime. But what I don't like using it in the summertime for is because it just doesn't have any hold. It just leaves my hair fluffy, and actually this probably leaves my hair a little too moisturized. It'd be better to do it in the wintertime, kind of similar to the Camille Rose Curl Maker. There are some differences. I do think the Camille Rose Curl Maker gives a little bit more hold if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure I did a side-by-side video on those. But anyways, this gel just, it doesn't impress me. It doesn't wow me. If I'm applying a gel, I generally want it to offer hold. That's why I go in with a gel. That's what I look for, especially if I have all these other products to offer definition. Now, if I was, like I said, looking for a single styler, then okay, maybe reach for this. But because of this routine, I didn't need extra definition necessarily. I just needed something to give hold. And you know, that's just part of the process of my husband choosing and playing around with those products and seeing what they give. So it's kind of fun either way, just to experiment and stuff like that. Another thing I will say about this gel is I don't like the scent of it. I feel like I really smell the ginger in this, and that's just not something that I find appealing. And it totally masks the other pleasant scents of the other products. So that's just something to take into consideration, and I can still smell it in my hair even after diffusing it now.
I feel like I got this hair. This is tickling my nose. Must be a whisker. Oh, I think that's Elmo hair. Okay.
So I guess that pretty much wraps up this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below of this product combination. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you prefer more holding styles, or do you prefer softer styles? I just love to hear your thoughts, and I can't wait to see you again in the next video. So until then, Have a great day. Bye.